Good morning. Thanks for tuning in to Millennial Diligence. My name's Tom. Today I want to talk a little bit about just setting aside money when you're young and how important that really is. I've got a coworker. He's 19 years old, pretty sharp kid, kind of been through the school of hard knocks, but really thirsty for knowledge. And he's asking about money quite a bit at work. And he's asking me about 401ks, investment strategies, that kind of thing. And I basically boil it down to him like this. He's not that into investing right now, but I just tell him time and time again. We talk about money probably once every week at least, but just downtime and stuff at work. Put away 10% of your income. Mind you, he's only 19. You put away 10% of your net income week in, week out, every paycheck you get, you will be in such a good financial position later in life that you'll be kissing the ground that you just put away that much because you started so early. The key factor here is not the money you put in, it's the time and the consistency in which you put it away. At our company, we have a 5% match. And if you aren't doing at least the match at your company, you're basically throwing away free money. This is an old adage. At least get that 5% match. But I tell him 10%. 1/10 of everything you make, you need to be putting away into either a high yield savings account, which is going to give you a little bit of interest, or investing in something. He's so young that if he starts investing now, just 10% of his income, he will mitigate all the ups and downs of the market. Not only will that money compound over time, he will be able to weather all the storms over the years. This adage of 10% has been kicked around in a lot of personal finance books over the years. Where I learned it from was a book called The Richest Man in Babylon. And I want to say that this book was written about 100 years ago, and it's kind of a parable about very basic personal finance. And it hammers home the idea of putting away a small bit of everything you take home, just small, consistently, 10%. 10% is a figure that's so small, you won't notice that it's gone, and you will adjust your lifestyle to fit that 10% being gone. And this is another thing I tell them, don't give yourself a chance to spend that. Put it away in your 401k. Put it away have it automatically allocated to your 401k or your investment account or your Roth IRA or something like that. Do not give yourself access to it, and you will become accustomed to the amount in which your checks are. Like I said, he's 19. So he only has to put away 10%. That's all, because he's got so much time. He has so much time that 10% will do it. Now, when you reach my age, I'm 37, I'm almost twice his age, I'm having to save double or triple that, 20, 30% to make up for lost time. I didn't save a dime until I was about 30. All through my 20s, I was paying student loans and a car loan. And, I still could have done it. It's a bad excuse. I still could have put 10% of it. I would have just scrimped a little bit. But the fact that he's 19 and he's debt-free, basically, means this 10% should be a cakewalk. If he wants to get ahead of the game, do 12, do 15, do 20%, that kind of thing. Or do more speculative investments, do Bitcoin, something like that. He has so much time that the fact that he has so much, ideally, shit happens, but ideally he can mitigate all those ups and downs of the market. He really can. So that's why I hammer this point home whenever he asks about money. Another thing, 10% is enough not only because of the time, but it's as your income goes up, ideally, as you age, you get more experience, your income goes up, you're not going to have to increase that percentage. Just keep it at that 10%. Just keep it at that. You're not going to have to, because that's the beauty of it. If your income goes up, you keep contributing that same percentage, not the same amount, the same percentage of your income. So you're kind of keeping it pace with inflation in terms of your contributions, and you're still going to let that compounding interest do its work. So, like I said, I didn't really save a dime till 30, and now I'm paying for it. I'm paying for it. And I'm not saying I'm the financial guru, and I state this to him as well. It's not like I just woke up one day and I had a epiphany. No, I've made enough money mistakes in my life to know there are better paths about it. There's better paths to go about it, and 10% is such a small price to pay for a certain level of financial independence. Let's say you do work. Okay, so say you're 20, you're 19, you're going to work for at least 40 years. Bro, if you put in 10%, you are going to easily retire a millionaire if you just invest in safe index funds, mutual funds, ETFs, low-cost ETFs. Like, there are tools out there, there are financial tools that will help you weather the storm, and you don't have to get into day trading and all that stuff. You just throw it into the pot. You throw it into VU. You throw it into these ETFs, and you just set it and forget it. And the fact that you have time on your side makes all the difference. It makes all the difference. I just try to stress that to him. I'm trying to keep him from falling into the same pitfalls that I did. That's the long and short of it. I don't want him to suffer the same kind of financial fate that I have. Now I'm doing much better now. But it took a lot of pain over the years, over the course of my 20s, kind of scratching and surviving and not really saving a dime. Now it's, okay, I got to save 20 or 30%. He has the luxury of time. He has the luxury of a long career ahead of him where he's going to make more money as he ages. These things are not always self-evident, and I wish someone would have told me this when I was his age. Seriously, because it would have saved me a lot of heartache. So anyway, what are your thoughts? Is 10% enough? Would you save even more aggressively? He's a young kid. He wants to get out there and experience life. So I'm not going to hate on him for that. That's why I'm just saying 10%, you're good. 10%, you're fine. You're fine. You won't even miss it. Once you get used to having just that little chunk broken off, you're really not going to miss it. So I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Is 10% put away per paycheck enough? 10% of your gross income, not your net income, your gross income. Is that enough? I'd love to hear your thoughts below. Thanks so much again for watching. My name's Tom. This has been Millennial Diligence. Love to hear your thoughts below. See you in the next one.